Okay, I'm on because I'm a moron. I didn't announce before I did that. So let me do that now. You can all just stand here and admire the entrance of Everellia's house, because that's where we are. And my new lipstick. I got a new Ipsy lipstick. In the color is Stephanie Plum, which is quite interesting because I actually used to read those books. So I'm kind of okay with that. Honestly, it feels like some of these discords I post to don't exist anymore. It's like they started up and then they just didn't happen anymore. What happened to streamers? There we go. All right. So I have a question about some things and with EHT, and Bayushi is trying to explain it to my little potato mushy brain. And I'm having issues. All right. Hey, Eula. So this is Everellia's Sleek Creek. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of people just completely redo Sleek Creek from top to bottom, and I think that this is quite pretty. Really interesting cobbling. Not even sure. Oh, wow. So that's the telescope. That's neat. I would not have guessed that. Are these toilets? No. These must be just ewers for your washing your face or something, or hands. I don't see them as toilets. So this is really interesting. Everellia has been doing some really interesting work lately. I like her style. This broken thing is really neat too. But so I'm guessing since she covered it up, it doesn't have that second floor. Doesn't need it. Looks good. All right. We've got, I want to see if anybody fixes these, but so far they haven't. Gemma Materna. I've been trying to talk to somebody. Had a question for me this morning, and it's actually fairly complex about EHT. I mean, it's not complex at its base. Like, I understand at its base what the question is, and that I can actually answer. But the reason why is the difficulty. And you know, honestly, the person actually really didn't even ask me why. Look, the yellow and the blue cancel each other out a little and give it a white light. Second floor, very nice. This is a very nice 100 item barbed hook. Hard to do, but very cozy. It has everything a person could need. So what the person wanted to do was they wanted to animate portals, to make portals. Hey, Bayushi. They wanted to make portals appear on a certain timer. They wanted to use triggers for it. But the problem is that with EHT, you actually can't. You can't animate specifically using animation. No, I'm dumb, Bayushi. It's not you. You are not the problem. I am the problem. Bayushi's trying to explain to me the code behind it. I think I finally got it with her last couple of messages, but um, yeah, I know that. I know that. That's what I was telling him. You can animate with effects, but you're the only person to see it because otherwise each effect would have to be, every time you did one, you basically would have to upload it. You'd have to reload UI, both of you, for each and every frame, and that doesn't really work. So that's just not going to happen. What I'm getting at is that, and I did these over on EU and they're still here. It was just showing people how to do it, and it ended up whatever. There are two different kinds of EHT. I don't know what to call them, but ways to sort of animate. They are to either use scenes, which are their own tab, or hey, I want to delete that. Or you could use actions. So let me show you what I mean. Gosh, I put a lot of things in here and it's really annoying because I'm trying to make a clear space for doing stuff, but it's difficult to do when you have 80 bajillion things here. All right, here, EHT. See this tab, scenes? This is actually making, in fact, I have an animation here. This is actually taking items and animating them. Not effects. Because if you animated with effects, only you could see it. Just trust me on this one. Explaining the reason why isn't really necessary. So this is the animation. It's either wave or hello, I forget which it is. I think it's hello. And boom, animated, real items, okay? This is something, why is he backwards? That didn't reset properly. And now he's doing it backwards. Oh Lord, I gotta fix that. Something happened weird. Whatever, I'll fix it later. Great, I'm gonna have to redo that animation. Whatever. So that's an animation. You can't do it with effects. You can do it, but it won't show properly for the other person. It will show for you properly, won't show properly for the other person. Now, the second thing that you can do with effects is you can make them do things with actions. So, for example, go into EHT, actually go into the wand effects, and you see actions. So what we want to do is follow player when in range, okay? Target effect, we'll do the, isn't there a maelstrom right here? There's something right here. Hold on, my jaw is killing me. Whirlpool. Okay? We want the whirlpool to follow me when I'm in range. Thank you. See? It's doing it. When I'm in range, this is following me. Now, if you want to do this the way that the fellow who was asking me about it was doing it, or wanted to do it, you could use portals. I think he essentially wanted to use a passage of return. So that's harder to see, but we'll make it a color. Here, it's red. Now we have a passage of return, okay? This will set you back to the front of the house. It'll send you back. Now, we're gonna take this, the target when in range, and we'll set it to portal, or whatever it's called, passage of return. Set. Done. So this passage now will follow me when I'm in range of it. See? It's appearing. Might not be the best choice for what you want to do is the follow. Let's remove that one. But I think what this person wanted to do, it would have been better with invisible passage to return so that, you know, you can't actually see that you have a portal here, but there is one. See, it's invisible. I think they wanted to hide it, but they wanted it timed so that it only appeared at a certain time. Don't think you can do that, but what you can do is create an action. Again, it's an effect. Go to actions, and it's like fade in or out when in range. I think hide when out of range might work. So fade in or out when in range. This is invisible, so that coloring won't work. We'll take the portal, invisible, passage of return, invisible, set it, done. This might work, might not work. There. See, it popped me back to the beginning. I didn't see it. It's, oh, you won't, I don't think it's really necessary because the reality is that you wouldn't see it anyway, so why have it fade in and out when you're in range? Because it's invisible. So it's kind of a weird thing to do, so I wouldn't suggest even doing that. I would just suggest doing, let me get rid of that. Invisible passage of return. You don't need the action. The action doesn't make any sense. Yes, exactly. A normal portal, which is not what they were talking about, but a normal portal could totally work. So, you know, if you wanted a, sorry if this is repetitive, a portal to your own house. Like your own, sorry, I'm thinking while I'm doing this. Out, kind of, there. You want your own portal placed. There you go. Then you want to do an action. Add actions. You could do hide when out of range. And then this is my portal. So you get out of range. It should vanish. That doesn't really help, does it? I might have done it wrong. I wanted to have it show when it's in range. I did? Oh. My bad. She's right. Target effect. Portal, Snowmelt Suite, set, done. Now it should work when I'm in range. Travel to your Snowmelt Suite. When you're out of range, nothing. So that should help, hopefully. That would be the only thing you can do. If you're trying to animate something on using triggers, it's not going to work. I mean, it will for you, but that's useless. If you want to have something appear on, you know, on cue, the best you can do is try to work with the actions. So it's very simple. Just remember this. And I'm going to simplify it even though it's not 100% true. You cannot animate with effects. You can use actions with effects. Let's put it that way. Technically, you can animate with effects, but no one else can see it. But to make it simple, that's what we'll say. So if you want to use effects and animate them, you got to use actions. That's it. This is my closet. I'm here to show you something. See my hair color? It's blonde, right? I did buy the thing. What? Oh, my closet? Yes, this is my Snowmelt Suite entry. I'm making a statement. Hairstyles. I got this out of the crate. This is the Seafarer's Crowning Trim. And as you can see, I now have brown hair. So the rumors are true. It does in fact change your hair color. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Bae. All right, so I'm gonna read this out loud, so because YouTube doesn't keep the comments. Bayushi said, I had a word with Cardi about it some time ago. He tried to make a system which allowed linking the effects to the real furniture and animate them as linked objects, but he wasn't happy with the outcome. Thus, the action effects happened. So that is what we're talking about here, is that there are limitations under the code and both in the game itself as well as in Cardi's program that don't allow for us to animate with effects the way we want to. So you just, it's a limitation. You just got to get around it. So again, this is my hair with the new hair on. This is my hair normally. I'd say that's darker by a lot. So yes, definitely wrong hair. So they're gonna probably fix that, I'm sure. I can't imagine that they're gonna leave it that way. Hopefully that answers the question that Krexar had. Now he's asking me why effects are treated differently than furniture. I can't explain that. I don't have the ability to explain that. Bayushi probably can. Is it possible to use EHT to have an A-lead button press a trigger to gate open? Yes, you could. Animating with items is entirely possible. Now, the thing is that, oh yeah, the answer is you can, but you'd have to be home, MJ. I'm typing this to him as you're saying it, Bayushi, because it's hard for me to explain. I said, technically, effects are not there. They exist as a local copy on your PC, separate for the guest and the owner, the way that she's explaining it to me. So thank you. I'm going to put my hair back to the Seafarer, even though I have dark hair and that's not how I look. It's still a neat hairdo. A lot of people are complaining because, and you can't really see it in, let me do this. Now you can. Yes, only would work with you there. So see, well, there you go. There's the skull on the back. A lot of people are pissed about the skull. I know a lot of people want their money back because of the skull. They find it unattractive. Hope that explains what some of the concerns are. Forge Master Falls, Julia Terrell. Oh God, everything hurts. I've been in so much pain the last couple of days. I'm doing my best to survive. Things are really hard for me physically right now. But if you want me to do that for you, show you somehow, I would be happy to show you how to animate that. But for the purposes of animating effects, actions are your only option. That's all I can say. And I'm sorry that I can't change that, but it's just the way it is. 234 items were a little light, but that's okay. You know, it's important to remember that before we had Hardy, we didn't even have the effects. Before EHT existed, we had no effects to even try to animate. So even with limitations, it's still better than nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I try to, I mean, portals don't exist in the base game. So I know it's frustrating when it can't do what you want it to do, but it's still better than nothing, and that's the way I try to look at it. I try to be positive about it. Oh, this is turned different. What's interesting is there's a combination of some different styles here. There's Elsewhere and Orc, and these paintings are different, and I want to help as much as possible, but I'm not very good at explaining what I want to explain. I'm trying, though. I'm going through my old videos, too, to find content that... I think this is the standard. I think this is how this comes. To come up with ways to explain things that I've already perhaps explained, but I want to make into little videos. I don't know. Bae, if you feel like doing another video of advanced animations, you know, like multiple chain animations or some shit, please feel free. I'll never be able to do chain animation type explanations. And your stuff that you already did answered questions for me, the linking that I didn't even know I had. So that was just, it's just, your explanations are fantastic, and I would like to have something to point to it. But if you don't want to, you don't want to. The other question that I had yesterday, which was actually interesting, and I solved it correctly, was Easy Slide. Some people had questions about how to use Easy Slide. And really all it is you just hold down the button, and it'll pop up the grids, and you slide the item whichever way you want it. And if you want to lock a grid, you have to hold down R. Now, the person had been holding down R, so they had only one axis showing. And they're like, what's wrong with Easy Slide? It's not working anymore. Well, you have to make sure you don't lock the axis. I'll show you in a minute when we get done with this. Ooh, somebody has the new stuff. So I was proud of myself that I actually could answer something again. I can usually answer, but I can't explain the whys behind it. That's the thing. I love this new tapestry. Some people were saying it's obvious that the same person or team that that made the antiquities is not the same person who made these new furnishings. I disagree on this. This is the quality of the antiquities, this tapestry. Now, the fountain is another story. The fountain has issues that people are complaining about, and I understand that. So they've got an extra room here. The fountain apparently turns green in the light. Everyone's like, it's blood. Why does it turn green in the light? Don't ask me. I'm not... Wow, it is so dark in these houses lately. I don't know if it's just my gamma turned down too much or what. But I'll try to turn it back up. See if I can fix the gamma outside. Oh goodness, we've got naughtiness going on outside. So the inside was a little bit Dark Brotherhood-y. The outside is... Oh no, the piggy! I'm so sad. He's on fire. Oh, nice effects. Ocean of stars. Gorgeous. It's nighttime out here. It really works too. And what's nice about this particular house is that you can't see the scenery unless you build up. So the sky isn't going to have that problem with post-processing image, fog, because it doesn't see any. This is all interior. So this is fantastic. Really good usage. And here's a new antiquity too, the scar. This looks really good. Excellent usage. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Also, let me take a really quick unexpected bio break because Stabbies are on medication. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. And I left you on eye blinding pain. Okay, so here we go. Two things I wanted to do here, but first thing was I wanted to grab my pumpkin. If I can find my pumpkin. Where is my pumpkin? Do I have my pumpkin out? I must have my pumpkins out. That sounds wrong. Oh wait, lantern, jack-o'-lanterns. Mornoth. We're going to Mornoth, folks. I need my pumpkins. Show you things and stuff. It'll be interesting. And then we'll look at more houses. Now, I have trouble with Easy Slide in that my hands, I have RA, so sometimes my hands get a little wonky with it and I can't get it to do what I want it to do. Generally, I don't use Easy Slide, but I get it. All right, so here we go. We've got a pumpkin, right? If you hold down the button and slide it, see? You can either go this way, up, down, left, right. It goes along the axis that is, see? Goes along the axes just by holding down the left button and going, moving it to the direction you want it. Now, if you want to lock the axis, you hit R and you hold it down and see? It will only go up and down. It won't go to the sides again. See? So if you move it to the side like this and you hold this, it'll only go to the sides. It won't go up and down. So that's EHT Easy Slide. It's as simple as that. Your usage may vary, but that's how it works. The second thing I want to show you is a total steal from Bayushi, because that's how I roll. I want to show you a nifty little trick that Bayushi did, and I'm not on the proper server to actually show you, so I'm going to show you here. Yeah, I don't know why. You know, I could see why some people would like it, but it's not really, to me, it's not my most useful trick, but a lot of people do like it, okay? So it's like, I felt like if people are using it, shit, yeah, I'll show you how to use it. I'm trying to find a good surface to do this with, but I guess we can just do it here if it doesn't look stupid. So we're going to take our pumpkin. It's not going to look as good because Bayushi used a dragon and she's smart. This is just the Ouroboros. So we'll go back here, put this sucker back. Let's get the dragon one, or the face. We'll use the face. Now, Bayushi's smart. I say this a lot, but she came up with this brilliant trick where if you put the pumpkin hidden in a clever place, you can, if you use your camera right, use the light to shine a face. See that? It looks like a face. So if you're able to, like, say, hide this in a tree or something, or a rock like she did, you can have this reflection going as a creepy face, or a dragon, or any of the pumpkins would look right. So just a nifty little trick to use for a lighting that you perhaps didn't think of. Maybe you could hide in a statue. So that people, I mean, this is too tall, so that won't work. But if you had something, like she used a rock and she went down here and then aimed it up, I think, like that. But it probably took a lot of tweaking. But it's a nifty little trick. So, gives you something that you can play with, ideas for Halloween coming up. So yes, another thank you to Bayushi for that. So I have given you now 2 ideas. Thank you for the follow, Tiger Mending. I don't know if I said that. And let's send some presents. No, kudos for you. You've been super helpful for me the last day or 3. I mean, always, but especially the last day or 3, explaining things and helping me out. And also, I'm going through my old videos to find content to share, and so I thought, okay, this is cool. I can use some of Bayushi's ideas to tell people about them, because I would like to see them used more. So let me get my furnishings out. I'll give my fishes away. Wait for info. Wait. Ah! Who's... Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I thought that was info on EHT. I'll send you info in a little bit. Okay, first person back was Dal Tonky. 90, I doubt that'll work. Anything with like a number after it doesn't seem to work. And the second one is Tiger Mending. You gets a Fiji. Yay! So, another thing to know. Sorry guys, I know I'm overloading on the information, but I'm trying to do my best here to give you all the info you need to live your best life. Free pet for opting into spam. There you go. Next one. Today is the 19th. We still have time. I can still use this image. This is the ongoing set of contests. There you go. We've got Aetherius, J-Heart, DDA Restaurants, Furnishing Vendor Items Contest, Townsend's Finest, Temple, All Platforms, ZOS Contest. Last night I was doing some building and I realized that I have completely lost my inspiration. And I feel really kind of awful about it. Something's off with my lighting. It's like it, well, bloom. See the difference in bloom? It's really kind of annoying. I don't like the bloom. But I think my I want to say that my gamma got messed up somehow. Let's calibrate this sucker. Should be barely visible, I know, but let's turn that up a lot because I'm supposed to be looking at houses, and here, this is much better. It's really hard to see when houses are super dark to show you what's going on, but I think just for the time being while we're... Why is that off? In here. That's probably part of why it was dark. Moving on. Open houses. Once again, I appreciate all the help everyone's given me over the years. I want these things to work. I want people to fix things. Tauren Escorts Grand Sigil. Looks like it doesn't work. Boo! The Tech Priest. La Flalu Artificer. Wow, I totally slaughtered that. Totally slaughtered. Ow, neck. So that's what's going on. I'll show you where I'm at. It is I'm hating everything I'm doing. It's one of those times where like you're building and suddenly you hate everything. Everything that comes out, you hate. So this is really neat, unusual thinking. It's just everything I make for this restaurant, I just feel is like so blah and uninteresting. What do we have back here? Bathroom! Sneaky, sneaky bathroom. Is that the toilet? The pipe? Oh, that would work, I suppose. Oh, and yesterday my stream cut out twice. The second time I didn't even know. And I ended up streaming for like a house or two with no viewers. And then my internet was out and I couldn't come back, so that sucked. What is this? So this is the wine rack attached to a Hlaalu cabinet with stuff in it. Great use of the view. This is quite pretty, actually. I don't often see people making use of the view in this house, but that really looks lovely. Good use. Stables over there. A little spot for horses or guar. We've got... Oh! Neat! I could... Yeah, maybe, Kyron. I swear to God, it's something, like, I feel like I want to be able to use them, but, like, everything that's coming out of me right now, housing-wise, is just so, other than the you know, the closet I just made, which is just hilariously funny to me, nothing has come to me. Everything is so blah. But I have learned a lot of things, and I can show you a lot of things on how to do nifty things with EHT, but I can't. This is wild. I'm not sure which tree that is. I like that you're combining real trees with mushrooms, because that does happen in nature. It's just weird. It's like something is just not clicking this time. I think part of it too is that I feel like everything I do is a cheap copy lately. I don't feel like I have any original ideas. So when I'm trying to build this restaurant, it's always coming out like a cheap copy of someone else's, inspired work. Now, this is neat. You can do this too. This is taking the greenhouse and setting it far enough back that you can actually walk into a home with it. I've thought about this. This is really nifty. It's a good idea. And I also like the wisteria hanging right under your head like a little arch. These tables are pretty cool too. This is a combination of the actual, these are real tables, but this is a giant cog that you get from the Dwarven set, or one of the machine sets, I forget which. I hope it comes back, but it's not currently coming back. I'll show you what I mean. And then we've got a nice little oven here. I like the touches of machinery everywhere. It really is nifty. Quite nifty. You know, when people say that effects are two-dimensional, I kind of want to show them certain things. A lot of things in this game are two-dimensional. It's all about how you use it. Yeah. See, what it is going on, is that I did have an idea of something that I was going to do. And I was really kind of passionate about the idea. This is so neat. I see what they mean about Artificer. It really works. But what happened is that I went to somebody's house, per their request, and they had already done it. And they did it better than I had even imagined doing it. And so it's like, now when I'm trying to do it myself, it does not come out right. It just, everything looks so vanilla compared to what they did. And so my idea is sort of not working out so well. And I don't know what to do about it, except give up. I do have a second idea. I might be able to rescue it, but it's just frustrating. This is a lovely home. I think you did a really good job. Excellent artificing work. Definitely carries the theme through right. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, I know. That's why I've been sort of picking away at it every night, and I've been saving every version of it, so that I can, go between versions and decide what I want to do. Yeah. But it isn't even, I think part of the problem is it hasn't even started to take on the parts of it that I wanted to do in the first place. So this is all, hi Tristorm. This is all just, at this point, just the shell. It doesn't have the actual quote unquote inspired parts. But here's the first part. This is a floor that goes over a waterfall. It'll look better when it has a roof. The second part is, I do want to keep this in, but I want it to look differently. This is the pool area with a glass back. Now, this is not how I want it to look. I will show you different versions, okay? Let me open up how to do it. I have a couple of different saved versions. I think this is called PTS without, I think this one is PTS without restaurant. So let's try this. This may be the one I already have going right now. So how you do it is, I work on the PTS right now. So I do copy paste, clear clipboard, go into import export, clipboard import, cut and paste from the document that you had saved in. It'll import it properly, and we're going to do paste from house items. Confirm. Yes, that's fine. We want to go to the original location because this is where it was. Okay, so this is slightly different. And you can see it building back to what I had it at for this particular version. Now I like this version in the sense that I like that these are dropped down. I think it looks better with the walls dropped down, although they're not flush. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's not how it looked on PTS. And then back here, got this still because this didn't go away, but you've got an idea of where I was going with this. Now, I don't love this because I feel like it's boring. What can I say? All right, so what I'm gonna do, yeah, I know, you're absolutely right. So let's do something else. I'm gonna select all, confirm, and I'm going to remove items. The reason why is because if you don't remove the items, it'll leave things there from a previous build. I want everything removed so that I can, when I paste it, I'll get an entirely different look. I'm gonna fall in the water. So this is all fun stuff that you can do with EHT if you want to. Go build on PTS, save, and then come over. The reason why I'm doing this on PTS is because I'm taking huge pieces of my other houses and sort of cannibalizing them. And then I bought all the new pieces on live when I felt ready to come over, but I don't want to cannibalize my houses on live. I want to just keep them. All right, so let's try that again with copy paste. Paste from inventory now. Confirm. Original location. Now, I don't think it'll have the second floor now, or maybe it does. It won't have that back part, I don't think. But this is what it looks like when it's building from the paste. Pretty cool, isn't it? Just to see it, a whole build be reproduced from nothing. I like it. I had a statue of Mara at the back. Now, the problem I have with this is it's boring. This just looks totally like everything else. It's just boring. It's a very federal style boring house. So we're gonna remove all the items again. And then I'll do the next version. As I said though, this isn't even what I wanted to do with it. Alright, so that was without restaurant. Here's with restaurant moved down. Your opinions are welcome. Don't feel like I'm going to be offended. Import, export. I hate that this doesn't get cleared. So this is the another version. Paste from inventory, confirm. Yes, yes, confirm. Original location. What you're seeing that don't exist are items that I loaded up that are like either Lux items, not Lux items, that are what's the word? Crown Store items. Moo 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 moo. Come on. Come on. All right. So this is without the second floor, which I actually like better. And this is what my second option was to move the floor down here, which I'm not a fan of. It does not look good. Even with these little side things, I just don't like it. I was thinking I could just move the stairs over and then have these just all connect. May not even need a second set of stairs, but you can see the water connecting through. You know how I can make it more interesting? Destroy the whole thing and start from scratch. That's how I can make it more interesting. Anyway. Take it all, remove items. And then we'll show you the last piece. The last one. Don't say that. Ah! I had some people watching the other day, and I was like, yeah, this is how you do it if you want to copy and paste from server to server, from from house to house, whatever. You know, you could always just, oh, you did a screening. I was going to say, you could always just, tell me. I'm not going to be offended on stream if you give me a suggestion. It is boring, though. Copy, paste, clear clipboard, confirm, import, export, last version, and then I won't bore you with this anymore. Import clipboard, paste from inventory, confirm, original location. All right, last version. What's nice is that you can just do this over and over. The idea is that this is the restaurant. I kind of want it to, I haven't really decided how I'm going to work it in. That's the problem. This was the part that I had the idea about, the waterfall glass. Like, I wanted this all to be one construction. I'm starting to think it can't happen that way. It's disjointed, I know. I'm literally like brainstorming with this build, just sort of throwing shit together in different ways, as you can see. Trying to figure out what looks right. And there you go. This is probably the first version. So that's just what I was thinking. I mean, it doesn't necessarily work at all. I know it doesn't work, but that's what I'm trying to get across, is that I'm going on the PTS and I'm playing with it. All right, what's next? Sapphires, Gornier. Be right back. agree with you. I think that it's boring without the waterfall under it. MJ, I think you're dead on with that. That's fair. That is totally a decent point. What has happened here? This looks completely different. I see effects. So falling leaves, looking good. I like the falling leaves. The ivy, here we go. You have a good instinct on that, MJ. I'm still just, you know, futzing around with it, trying to figure out. I like this. This looks very natural. I'm trying to figure out what to do and brainstorming by throwing things together and then closed it off with trees. And then taking it apart and then trying different things what happened is last night when I was doing that, I just ended up getting frustrated and deciding that I hated everything. Is that an effect? Look at that lighting. That was really subtle. I thought for a minute that was a crystal. It's an effect. This is much more Bosmery than the usual thing here. Yeah, it does. And you know, that was part of the idea that I originally had, was to put it over the waterfall and to have glowy things underneath so that it has lighting. But then what happened is I went and I saw Swankery's house. And she had taken the idea so much beyond anything that I had ever thought of. What is this? This is really interesting. Is this a house in its own? It's just a bridge, isn't it? That's nifty. And then, you know, it's kind of like what my husband always says to me about my writing. It's like, I listen to Mark Knopfler, who's one of the best lyricists of all time. And then I go, oh, I can't do anything like that. I suck. And he's like, you're comparing yourself to one of the best lyricists of all time, and you're saying you suck. How are you ever going to get started if you're just going to do that and say, why bother, right? It's the same thing with Swankery. If you compare yourself to one of the best builders and then say, what's the point? You're shooting yourself in the foot. And I know that, but I still, and I say this to you guys all the time, as much as I give you advice, I feel the same way you do when you see something amazing that just kind of like makes you want to give up hope. I'm normal. I have feelings too, and I get like that too. You know, it happens to me just as much as it happens to everyone else. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I have to say I like this better than the regular Gournier. It's true. Yep. And you know what? I give you guys advice all the time to not do that. But then I do it myself. Let me show you Swankery's so you can see what I did to myself. And I know she would never want me to feel this way. You know? And it's the same with Chrysaea. Chrysaea and Bayushi and the other people who are really good at something. And it's like, you know what? You just have to accept that we're all good at different things. My husband tends to say that my great strength is my sense of humor, which is probably true. But, so remember now, I wanted to go over the waterfall with glowy things underneath. Well, look at how she did it. I can't compare to this without copying it. This is absolutely perfection. This is so much better than what I was going to do. And then you look at her pools, and her pools are better. And then she's got cobbled beds and beautiful like spots and whatnot. I mean, it's perfect. And I feel like I'm It's like, why bother at this point? You know what I mean? You know the feeling I'm talking about. And so I'm trying to fight it by continuing to fiddle with what I've got so that it doesn't look like this. I don't want it to look like this. This is her own creation. I don't want to be a copy. But again, like I said, mine was, I thought of it separately. See, she did it with the display cases too. But she did it better than I had ever imagined. So it hurts a little bit that, you know, it's just like I can't do it. No, you're right, MJ. You're absolutely right. Especially. Oh, and I know you're all right. I know you are all correct about what you're saying. I give the same advice to you guys. You're 100,000% correct. But feels are feels. You know what I mean? Like, it's, feelings are feelings. But MJ, you've totally nailed it, because I was thinking about this the other night, about how I build. All right? Sometimes I'll start from something that I have an idea of, something that inspires me. Let's say I went to one of Fiendish's houses and I saw a bed that inspired me, and I'd go my own route with it, but it's starting with the bed. Like, a whole house starts with a bed, right? That's the way it should be. If when I build is find something that inspires me, a small something. And then once you get that, things sort of tend to fall into place. But that's what I'm not doing with this house right now, is I'm not taking it from something that inspires me. I'm just sort of throwing shit together to see how it works. And that's not going to come out inspired. So you're absolutely right about it, MJ. You've completely nailed my creative process. And what's funny about that is that I only figured it out yesterday. And you just come up with it like, boom. And I just took so long to come up with figuring it out. It's too funny. But I'm glad that you confirmed my brain. Cultural Museum, Onyx Orb. But yeah, that's probably what I'm going to work on and wait on doing, is not worry about a big thing and just start focusing on the things that inspire me. The other thing I realized is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I need to pull up the name of it. The movie was Finding Forrester. You remember the cheesy movie that You're the Man Now dog comes from? It's a really old movie with, I guess it's really old, with Sean Connery and this kid that he basically, like, adopts as a student, a writing student. It's this kid drops his ball goes through the window or something. Hold on. You're the Man Now dog is from Finding Forrester. So let's get that open. And what year is this? 2000. 20-year-old movie. All right. So basically what happens is, to kind of blow some of the plot, the kid gets a ball in this guy's window. The guy happens to be the great American author and had done one book and went missing. So the kid, he takes the kid under his wing as a writer, and he tells him, as an exercise, he gives him a copy of an article that the guy wrote for a magazine. And he's like, copy this word for word, and when you start having your own ideas, start plugging them in and create, your own story. And so the kid starts with, like, the first 2 sentences and then just goes with it with a whole totally different story than what he had originally written. And then the kid submits it to school and then ends up getting called out for plagiarism. And then he said, I had permission from the author to use this. And they're like, yeah, right. You have permission from the great American author that no one's seen for 30 years? And of course, Sean Connery comes down and says, yes, I gave him permission, and yes, this is his own piece and whatnot. Which made me think, like, that's kind of what I need to do with my writing, is start focusing on whatever inspires you, even if it's something that is a copy. Just do, start that way and then change it to your own. Just make sure you get the plagiarism parts out. I know this sounds strange, like it's a weird analogy, but I take inspiration from that. I think it's actually good advice, even if it is a good exercise in good advice, even if it is from a movie, It's actually a good creative advice. If you're stuck, copy it and then build something new. Yeah, definitely. I think you're right. I mean, I really do. I cannot find this lead. I have killed so many animals, and I cannot get this lead. I just murder and murder and murder. What's this thing on top? Oh, this is the entryway, Joe's whatever. Yeah, okay. Do you know what annoys me about this? Why is one side lower than the other in this antiquity? That is, I guess, because it's from two different animals, two different tusks from two different animals, but that's really obnoxious. They should have made it the same length, because this unequal bullshit frustrates the hell about me. What about the archers? What archers? Yeah, exactly. I think you're all really helpful. Yeah, it's annoying as fuck. All right, Beishi, I'm gonna read your comment. Savity, if it helps, I usually start with a texture I like. It can be how the light reflects on Eleanor walls. It could be Sijic tables and work around it. Something you like about the idea, then just bring it forward. And MJ said, I do costumes that way often. I spot an accessory to build a costume around it. The reason why I'm reading these out loud is that when I port them to YouTube, it doesn't keep your comments. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is from the Wasps and the Wolves on Betnik. And I have been just slaughtering them. Yesterday I went to Rothgar and I was trying to... Oh, that's cool! What a good usage! It's a 3D map now. People usually were putting the fire in, but actually this is different. This is clever. I've never seen anyone do that before. That's true. I've heard different... I took a writing course like a year ago, and my professor told me to take, gave me all sorts of writing prompts, but they don't really work for me. I wish I had a better way of dealing with it, but I don't. So I've decided to start reading... This is the wrong entrance. I've decided to start reading if there is such a thing, Civil War fanfic, and actually writing the story over, right? Use their plot, but then make it my own, and just do it as an exercise, not as to publish or anything. And I think that might help the blockage that I have mentally on actually writing my own story about it, because I have all the information. I just am blocked. Yes, the sea serpent is awesome. I found this, but I can't scry it yet. I don't have I like building up in this house. Look at that build up! That's fantastic. Look at the height. That's interesting. Bayushi said, by the way, some of the best writers were known to literally copy by hand the books they liked in their youth, like rewriting them by hand in order to make them able to spot things they liked in the authors. That is interesting. Check this out. This is wild. I don't know that I'd ever seen anyone build up this high. Let's do this. By the way, this hair looks really good with Zaji's outfit, I think, because Zaji already has all the little wingdings. Okay. I'm not good at climbing. We all know this. Oh, look, out of bounds. Wait, is that out of bounds? Or is that inbounds? Can I get to that? It looks like I can. Oh, check that out. I can't go in here, but I can get down. Wow, this is wild. Look at where we are. It's a completely different... I've never seen anyone build over here. This is crazy. Cool. By the way, those of you who might know about the trick on PTS about the people who are sharing about getting into zones that are, or parts of zones that are unreachable, including, there's one person who did it in the Halls of Colossus, but they built it on the other side here. It doesn't work anymore. They fixed it. So good luck trying to find a new way to go out of bounds like that. So yeah, they had built it up here in the distance. You know, and the fact that they could pisses me off, because why can't we have that space? Why is it that you have to, like, limit it only to right here? We should be able to build over there if we want. We're on the inside of a valley. This whole viewable space doesn't make sense to me that we can't build in it if we want to. Like, if we wanted to build off of this bridge, we should be able to, you know? It's there. It's an actual item. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to build off of it, except that they don't want us to. We could use this whole area. It just makes me mad. This is why I won't become partner, folks, because I say what I think. And what I think isn't always proper for Zos. Bloop. This neat. Which, the out of bounds house? Or what? This section? The out of bounds house is insane. I'll be honest. Ah! Wow, I'm so dead. I can't even revive at the front. Death. Dead. D-E-D. I can't walk. I'm a moron. Yes, the invisible walls piss me off. If there's, you know, a lot of people complain about item count. Sure, that's a big problem. But if I had one problem that I wish I could change, it would be invisible walls. I would like them to be expanded. If you want an invisible wall, put it where the graphics stop, or where the items stop. So like right behind that mountain, right? That mountain in the way back is probably just a screen almost, like it's not an actual item. It's just like a background picture. But these mountains in the foreground are real because people have built on them. Illegally, but built on them. And if you can do that, then you should be able to build something in the area. That's my feeling on it, because it's like, it would give us so many different options for building. We would have so many more beautiful homes that we could do what we wanted to with. I'm not trying to be, you know, a rabble rouser, if that could even be a thing in this case, but it is something that I would like to see happen, and it makes me sad that it isn't possible. Which is why, when I saw somebody cheaty do that, I did ask how. I learned how, but it doesn't work on PTS, so it's not going to work much longer. And I won't do it on live, because for the same reason they don't do it on live, because it's cheating. If you're doing something cheaty on PTS and you report it, well, that's the purpose. That's true. That's true. I think houses like this, at very least, could be redone. Maybe not Al Velothi. Maybe just some of the homes, you know what I mean? Not all of the homes, but the ones that make sense. Yes, yes, yes. We won't go into that. Doesn't work anymore. Or it won't shortly. They fixed that. Tardy told me, I didn't tell him how to do it. He already knew. He was saying that all of the housing people are well aware of what the cheats are and what to do and how to use them and whatnot. And some of them they look the other way and other ones they don't. This was one that they did not look the other way. Why, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not a snitch though, so I didn't tell what it was. In fact, we didn't actually discuss what it was. We just talked about, I said, you know, were you aware about the out of bounds cheat? And he's like, yeah, I'm aware. There was a reason why I brought it up with him, but. Ploosh. Oh, I almost died there. To be clear, it's because it could have affected his job. So that's why I wanted to talk to him about it. Because no matter what, he matters the most in this situation. That's the only reason why. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Invisible walls are stupid. Oh, look at this! A whole forest built over the edge. This is so cruel. Well done. The invisible walls on this section. Yeah. I used to, but it won't work much longer. But this is great because the invisible walls here are pushed out pretty far. And this looks really neat. I like this additional piece here. Especially since you get such a nice view. Don't you? Wouldn't it be fun if one day on the PTS or one day they just said, we're going to turn off all the limits. Go have fun and play. Turn off all the limits. Whoops, trick. I got cheated. I got cheated. You know, we're going to turn off all the item limits. We're going to turn off all the invisible walls. Have fun. Play with it. And see what amazing things we could come up with. Could be fun. Alright, I'm going to go over to EU. Actually, I should walk out of here first. I would be so fascinated to see what people came up with. Yeah, right? Alright. So part of the other thing that I'm feeling is a little frustrated because sometimes people flirt with you and you're like, what does this mean? Are you just having fun or do you mean this? And I think the person who was flirting with me was just having fun. And that sucks. Because I don't like when people play with people's emotions, even if it didn't matter because I'm married. Here's the thing, Tristorm. It could. But they won't because of what other people's computers can handle, especially on the console. They're saying there's limitations to the amount console and computers can handle in builds. So if that's their reasoning, just open it up to some of us for fun one day, you know? Yeah. Like if they want us to let us push the limits. You know, remember when they were stress testing for dragons? Stress test for the housing stuff and see what happens for fun and profit. Hey, Volcidol. I would really like that just for fun, honestly. I would think that was really neat. If it's limitations for other people's computers, because my computer's a beast. I could load it. Let me push the limits. No invisibles. Oh, the screenshots we would have. We'd have nothing else, but we'd have screenshots from the day. Maybe every so often, like once a month, give us a sandbox to play with, a server that allows us to push the limits like that. You know, give us a couple days a month or something where we could just go crazy and then not do it on live, because it won't. I don't think so. I can pop on over. Give me a moment. I need to take a pain pill. I'll be right back. It's hot. It's like 90 out. In my office. Wine. Wine. Wine, wine. Fix me. Fix my room. Closing the door. Pain pill. It's just an anti-inflammatory, nothing loopy making. Let's go to TriStorms. Proudspire. I'm assuming you mean in your Proudspire. Thank you! My husband just turned up the air because I was whiny. Whiny, whiny, whiny. That's not a boring pool. That's a gorgeous pool. Bayushi. Also, I would not share that. Don't worry. I would not do such things if I were you. What? Words don't work. Okay, we're back in TriStorm's awesome Proudspire, which I am a fan of. Oh, Eula, remember you said that you didn't like how this looked up against the back of a trophy? Here's what TriStorm did. He put it on crate box tops. It may work for you, may not work for you, but it's a different idea. Futerco is asking for people to be actors in Thunderant's house for about 10 to 20 minutes during the J. Hart Ellis Housing Hike stream. She is inviting people soon. Dark Theme Brotherhood Sanctuary, so outfit fit to this theme are welcome. So, why are you gonna cry? I love this. Why are you going to cry? Don't cry. Oh my gosh. That's my husband. That's my husband. Here's my suggestion. Have your cat take a really smelly shit. So he has to get it up. Seems to be the thing that works for me. So you've divided this out. I really like that. And this is one of those new Solitude tools. And it's really good. I really like that they have that. The trough looks good. Those are expensive. So are those. You must have crown stored those. I do like the trellis top. Doing it by hand rather than having the Argonian one. I see what you did there. I like it. You done good. Oh, that's nice too. Smart idea. Husbands are loud. Boyfriends are loud. Look at that trough. All right, let's run around. Tell me when J-Heart starts. Doesn't he start soon? I don't wanna. It's the Woden Skooma stash spot. I think he starts in a couple of minutes, but let me know if I'm right. If when he starts, I'll close down, because I know you guys on EU like to see him do his housing hype. I'm in a lot of pain anyway, so. Mute. Mute! I am muting me. There we go. It's like mutiny. Ah, I totally missed the title. I bet we already read it. So this is the Skooma spot thinger. So, what? Is that an antiquity? I've never seen that before. Got a little crafting area. Second floor of storage, but making view a little more apparent, which I like. Never seen it before. Oh, it's a battleground thing? No wonder. Nothing. And a giant J-Heart. So I was reviewing one of my old streams and came across somebody who had 3 floors in this house. The 3rd floor had 2 different sections because of the fact that it's split like this. It's amazing. What's another small one so that I don't run into J-Heart issues? We'll go to Goran's Narcissus house. Is that what that one is? No wonder. That explains why so few people, why I haven't seen it. It's a lot of housing people don't really do battlegrounds. Housing people tend to be less PvP-y. I hate that they buried some of them behind PvP of stuff, but... And trials. I'll never do a trial, so... It's just annoying. Yeah, 3 floors. I don't remember who it was. But I could tell you in a moment. It was on the 25th. Was it you? I don't think it was you. Maybe it was, but I don't think so. Omnido. That's who did it. I don't know if the house is still available to see. But we'll check it out. My arthritis doesn't. So we've got a little torture house here. I think Omnido's on NA. Ooh, creepy. Yeah, you know, I may not even look for that one. I mean, I like J Heart and all, but I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not like in love with that antiquity. It doesn't do it for me. Regular bedroom up here. Looks like we have a little storage spot. Is the basement our torture area? I forget. Yes. Yes? Yes. Outside. I am not normal. I can't. I can't. Ah! Whoa. That's wild. Look at that cobble. That's one hell of a cobble. Supposedly it drops off of any Minotaur. That's what the hints say. I can't imagine. Look, even the little arm coming out. Why are your candles off? You should have them on. They look better that way. Very cool. I want to try something. So here's what's annoying about this. See this? The bloom on it is so part of the item that even turning on and off bloom doesn't really do much. I hate that I cannot seem to... It doesn't get that much brighter. And that's really obnoxious, because if they had turned down the bloom a little bit, it would be a little less painful to look at. I don't know if Omnido is on this. Omnido. Let's go to their primary home real quick. No, they're over on the other server. How's this? Tell me when he gets started. Wait, what? There we go. Stay Moist is fairly small. Jazine. Oh, he just started. Alright, we'll save Jazine for tomorrow or some other day. So I'm going to call it, and you guys have some fun and enjoy your J-Heartiness. If you want, I can just port you over. So I will go do that now, and I will catch you all later. We do that. Move you over. Raid channel. We want to raid Mr. Ellis. Why is this not working? There we go. Start raid.
Stabity. Hope it had a great stream. Go follow Stabity if you haven't yet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're sorry